The threat of Ebola is generating a considerable amount of fear and misinformation across the country, not to mention a growing number of false alarms. Carter Evans is covering that part of the story.
Fears about Ebola have reached a fever pitch in recent days. Hazmat crews boarded a plane in Boston. Traffic was halted near the Pentagon when a woman fell ill on a bus. And at Cleveland's airport, several days after infected nurse Amber Vincent had passed through, Tamika Freeman was still worried.
It was a huge scare. You know, I'm pregnant and there's a lot of people who touch each other.
Vincent was in Ohio to plan for her wedding. Now the bridal shop she visited is temporarily closed. The workers on voluntary quarantine.
Do people need to be concerned about Ebola in the U.S.?
No.
Public health professor Andrew Neumer studies infectious diseases at UC Irvine.
I would say definitely the spread of panic about Ebola is harder to contain than the spread of the disease itself. They see scary images of people caring for sick people with Ebola wearing protective gear, and it looks frightening.
So frightening that even a school teacher's trip to Dallas was enough to cause a panic in Maine. She was placed on leave after attending a conference 10 miles from the hospital where Ebola patient Thomas Eric Duncan was treated. An overreaction, says parent Megan Starbird.
You want to keep the kids safe, but I think it's a little ridiculous.
So far, all the scares are false alarms.
It's just not highly transmittable. I mean, I really can't say that enough.
Would you get on a plane that someone with Ebola was on?
I would.
To this point, no one outside that one Dallas hospital has tested positive.
Everyone needs to take a step back, just take a breath. If we look at the family of Mr. Duncan, none of them have come down with the disease.
The only thing that might ease Ebola fears is time. Each day that passes without a new diagnosis. Carter Evans, CBS News, Los Angeles.